as well. Okay, we're gonna just let our shoulders start to fall away from our ears and relax, pulling our tailbone down towards the ground, and then let the crown of the head come up towards the sky. And then start to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. Inhale twice more. And exhale, relax everything down with your exhales. And then one more breath here, bringing all the air into the space that you create in your lungs. And then exhale to release everything no longer serving that space. And now that you have a little bit more relaxation in the body, start to find your natural breath. And start to think about an intention you want to set for your practice today. Holding space for yourself, holding space for others in your life, even though we might be social distancing. And I want you to send that intention as a vibration all through your body. Breathing deeply in through your nose, fueling the intention with new energy. And exhaling all the negativity, everything unaligned to that vibration. And then with one more unified breath, inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, you can keep your eyes closed or blink them open. We'll bring our shoulders up to our ears on an inhale, squeezing them at the top, and going nice and slow, start to roll the shoulders back and down, pinching those shoulder blades together and really opening up the clavicle area. Inhale again, repeating that motion and just going really, really slow. Inhaling as you come up and exhaling to come down. See if there's anywhere you can surrender or give a little bit more in your body. Your body will start to signal you, and I want you to listen to what it's saying. And if you haven't reversed the direction, go ahead and do that now by bringing those shoulders up to the ears and then exhaling to roll them forward and down. And still going nice and slow with each breath. We've got about one more rotation in this direction. And then once you've exhaled to bring those shoulders down, see if you can relax and take a deep breath there, just noticing how your shoulders feel after doing that movement. On the next inhale, take your left hand and hook it behind your back. You might even want to grab onto your right elbow. And from here, drop your chin towards your chest and then pull your right ear over to the right shoulder. Drop that left shoulder down and take a couple breaths here, sending that breath into that space between your shoulder and your ear. And noticing if you can relax a little bit more with each exhale. And then on your next inhale, drop your chin back towards your chest. You can release that left arm and switch sides, taking that right arm back behind you, grabbing onto your elbow, chin to chest on your inhale, and then bring that left shoulder up towards the left ear. Drop that right shoulder down. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, notice where you can relax while maintaining activation through the body. You're still sitting up nice and tall. You're still breathing. And if anything comes up in the mind, see if you can just bring the focus back to the breath without changing anything. On your next inhale, you can drop your right hand back towards your knees. Take your chin towards your chest. And then on your inhale, You're going to push your chest through, doing some mini cat-cows, looking up with your gaze, and as you exhale, take your chest backwards, tucking chin to chest and rounding through the spine. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale to open up the chest, and exhale to round, and feel free to go as fast or as slow as you need, taking a couple of rounds in both directions. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and find a neutral spine. Sit up nice and tall and take a deep breath in, just noticing how that feels in your body now that we've warmed up the upper cervical spine a little bit, warmed up the shoulders a little bit. And then with your eyes starting to blink open, let's find a tabletop pose. So you can find all hands and knees with our shoulders over our wrists, then hips over our knees. You can take your toes pointed out behind you or tucked in. On your inhale, we'll just start to extend, doing full cat-cows, picking that tailbone up towards the sky, looking up with our gaze. And then exhale, start to tuck the tailbone in, let that ripple effect through your spine. And take chin, left hand down into the ground and sweep that right arm up to the sky, looking up at your right thumb. And then as you exhale, making sure that there's really a lot of length between both hands in your wingspan. Thread the needle through, dropping your right shoulder down first. And then scoot your hips forward just slightly. Notice how I did that to take space between your ear and your shoulder, and then take that left arm up to the sky. You can hook it back behind you if you'd like, or you can keep that left arm on the mat in front of your head and to the right. Open up the chest and breathe deeply here, noticing if you can relax or soften anywhere. And then on the next inhale, take that left hand, planting it into the mat, and then press into it to send that right arm back up to the sky. Looking up at that right hand, extending and breathing in. And then exhale, go ahead and switch sides. Make sure that those fingers are fanned out to activate all of the ligaments in the hands and the wrist, and then sweep that left arm up to the sky on an inhale. As you exhale, take that left hand down, threading the needle through. The left shoulder comes down. You can drop that left ear down once you found space, and then whatever variation you took on that other side with the left hand, you can do that same thing with your right. And take a few deep breaths here. You can close your eyes. This is a good way to connect to the body and allow it to give you what it needs, instead of always forcing. And then on your next inhale, you can blink your eyes open, take that right hand, planting it down into the mat in front of you. Sweep the left arm back up to the sky, looking up at the hand. And then as you exhale, find that tabletop pose again with proper alignment, wrists over underneath shoulders, hips over knees. Start to take your toes underneath, or tuck your toes underneath. We're going to lift our knees up for 5 breaths. So we're going to lift our knees up, engaging the core, pressing into our hands, and just breathe for 5 full breaths, making sure everything is nice and active, just to wake up the belly here. You'll start to feel your whole body warms up. See if you can just be with the shaking, or the warmth, or the discomfort, whatever you're feeling now. And then on your next exhale, press into your toes to send the hips up and then back for the first down dog of your practice. And then once you've found downward facing dog, you can start to pedal the heels out, bending the knees nice and deep, so that you have a little bit more space to lengthen the arms and the back. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and look up between your hands and start to step your feet up to meet them at the top of the mat. Taking your hands to shins or to the fingertips, come up into a halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Let your head drop heavy. You can nod your head no and yes, relaxing your head and the neck. We'll be here for a few moments. You can play with putting all your weight into your toes or sending them all the way back into your heels. You can also sway side to side to stretch out your side bodies. Whatever feels good to you. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Just try to relax and allow your body to use gravity to its benefit. And then on your next inhale, start to spread your toes out wide, planting all 4 corners of both feet into the earth. Tuck the tailbone under and start to ripple that effect, that domino effect, up your spine to stand up nice and tall, really, really slow on the way up. Take full breaths in to help your body passively stretch all the little muscles on the back. Once you've made it to the top, roll your shoulders open. This expanding that space around the chest and the clavicles. Let those shoulders drop away from the ears. Standing up nice and tall. You can start to bring those hands up to the sky on an inhale. And then exhale, take the hands to heart center. And take a few breaths in, remembering that intention you set for your practice today. And exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, send the arms back up to the sky. And then exhale, hinging from your hips and the hips back. Forward fold, take the hands down towards the earth. Inhale for a halfway lift. You can take the hands to shins or fingertips to the ground. And then as you exhale, plant the hands down. Step the feet back into the top of high plank. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, choice to set your knees down or shift your weight forward into chaturanga, but lower all the way down to the belly. On your next inhale, let's slowly take our chest up off the ground for baby cobra or cobra. And then as you exhale, return back. Inhale to lift the chest. And then exhale, lower down. On this last one, we're going to hold for a little bit longer. So inhale to lift your chest. Activate both legs. Press the feet into the ground. And breathe here for 2 breaths. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. And notice the heat inside the body. Go ahead and exhale, lowering all the way down. Press the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and send yourself back up through a push-up, using your knees if necessary. And then as you exhale, shift those hips up and back for downward facing dog. The feet can be about hips width distance apart, toes slightly pointed inward. And we're just going to breathe here, settling the heels left and right, walking the dog. And then on your next inhale, start to walk your feet in so that the big toes are touching. Sweep that right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, touch right knee to nose. And then take that right foot and send it to the left side of your body, crossing it over. And you can step on your foot or you can come out to the razor side edge. And then take your left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Replacing that right foot down. And then bring the big toes back together. Inhale to send that left leg back up to the sky. Exhale, tuck knee to nose. And then cross that left foot across your body. Press into your right foot to sweep your right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, take that right hand down. Take the left foot back. And then come back into downward facing dog. You can walk the dog for about 2 more breaths. And then start to look up between the hands. Walk the feet up to meet them at the top of the mat once more. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take your hands underneath your feet for gorilla pose. So your hands are going to go underneath your feet. Your toes should be on the wrist creases. And you can use your toes to massage that angle of your wrists, pressing them into the ground a little bit more. You can also play with pulling on your hands to stretch out your shoulders. You can bend your knees a little bit more. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. So go ahead and take whatever you need from this pose. This one's a really, really good one to do every single day. And then on your next inhale, you can unleash your fingers or your hands underneath your feet, and then you can sweep the arms up to the sky, standing all the way back up. Look up between your hands, and then as you exhale, you can take your hands to heart center, closing the eyes on the way, pressing your thumbs into your chest and your chest into your thumbs. Bring your intention into your awareness, and we'll take a unified breath together to seal the intention, breathing in through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, look up between the hands. Exhale, sit back in a chair pose. Sitting those hips back, keep the belly button plugged to spine, so hollow body here. Sit into the heels, so you can check this by lifting up all 10 toes to make sure that all of the weight's in your heels. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come into, I can't remember what this pose is called. I think it's called, it's like a bird something, but we're gonna come up onto our toes and then sweep our arms back in an airplane. So on an exhale, and we'll do that 5 times. So as you inhale, stay strong in that chair pose. Then as you exhale, come up onto your tippy toes, send those arms back for an airplane. It's called like a perch bird or like something like that. I don't even remember.
And lightning bolt.
Oh, lightning bolt. Okay, I was like, I don't know. I've heard it called so many times. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, lightning bolt. That's much better. Inhale, sweep them up. And then exhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Stay nice and active. Last one, inhale. Exhale, sweep those arms back. Inhale to come back in the chair pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Woo. Got some momentum there. And then let your head hang heavy. Let the flesh between your neck and your shoulders start to relax a little bit more. On your next inhale, come up into a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward a little bit more. Drop the hands, or plant the hands into the mat. Step the feet back into the top of the push-up. And then as you exhale, go ahead and lower all the way back down to your belly. On an inhale, we're going to come up into Sphinx pose. So where your hands are, take your elbows out. Take your elbows where they are and let your hands fall out in front of them like an 11. So you want to be pushing your crown of the head up to the sky, still pressing your tops of the feet into the ground and activating the lower body. And on your next inhale, we're going to look over the right shoulder. Exhale to come back. Inhale to look over the left shoulder. Exhale to come back. Inhale over the right. Exhale back. Inhale to left. Exhale back. Go ahead and relax yourself down to your belly. Take your arms out to the side. We're going to stretch out our shoulders by taking our arms out to a T on either side, or you can bend at the elbow and take a right angle there. Take your right ear down to the ground this time, and your left hand will press into the mat so that it helps you peel your chest away off the ground. Can you all see that? And then from here, you just want to breathe deeply. You can take that left leg and cross it back behind you if you need a little bit more into the twist. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back down to your belly. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So set that other arm up. Press into your right hand to peel your front body away. You can take that right foot back behind you if that feels good to you. And just breathe into space. Notice where you feel the tension in your body and imagine yourself sending your breath into those areas of your body. On the next inhale, go ahead and come back down to your belly. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your big toes together. And as you press yourself up, we're going to come into child's pose. So send your knees out wide as you send your hips back. So you're going to come through that tabletop pose, widen the knees out. Let your chest fall down to the ground. Let your forehead fall down to the ground. And start to roll your forehead side to side. Frontwards and backwards, massaging the pineal gland between the eyebrows, the center of our intuition, and also the center where we hold a lot of stress. So see if you can unfurl your brows, relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth, and breathe deeply into the belly, noticing the space that you create with each exhale. On your next inhale, walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, crossing the left wrist over the right once you've found your edge and can't go anymore. And then pull that left armpit down towards the ground, keeping that forehead down on the ground. Take a breath here. Notice that space and the lengthening in the left side body. See if you can relax with each exhale a little bit deeper. And then on your next inhale, walk your hands over to the left side, doing that same thing. Passing the right wrist over to the left this time and spiraling the right armpit down towards the earth. Take a few breaths in and out. And then on your next inhale, you can walk your hands back to center. If puppy pose is in your practice, you can start to walk your hands forward, allowing your chest to stay glued to the ground, forehead can stay glued to the ground, or you can take your chin towards the ground, keeping those hips up to the sky. We'll be here for just a few breaths, and if you didn't take puppy pose, you can feel free to stay in child's pose for a little bit longer, just allowing yourself to relax into it. And then on your next inhale, send those hips back and roll up one vertebrae at a time to kneeling on your shins. That feels so much better. All right, go ahead and sweep those legs out in front of you. And this time, we're going to do a couple of forward folds. We're starting to move onto our back. So inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, keep that belly button plugged to spine, which causes your back to stay straight and hinge from the hips. Go until you can't go anymore. And then once you've reached your edge, drop your hands. You might be close enough to reach your toes or just your shins or your upper thighs, whatever. Whatever you can reach with a straight back, be there as you breathe deeply. And then exhale. See if you can hinge forward a little bit more. We'll be here for another few breaths. Inhale. And exhale out of the mouth, relaxing, making sure those feet are nice and active, the legs are active. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale out. Inhale to slowly come back to sitting up nice and tall. Cross that right knee over, that right foot over the left knee. Keeping that left leg active and outstretched in front of you. Or you can take the left leg so that the left foot's on the outside of the right hip, whatever feels good to you. Your right hand will come back behind you, and your left arm will go up to the sky on an inhale, lengthening through the entire spine, and then exhale to hook that left arm across that right knee. Using the force of your elbow on your knee, twist so you look backwards over your right shoulder. And see if you can still breathe with a very spacious breath here, even though you're twisted and kind of constricted. Can you find that happy spot where your breath is still fluid here? Few more breaths, noticing that you can inhale to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, your body might be able to twist a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, you can go ahead and untwist. And if you notice that as you untwist, you can kind of put your hands behind your back. If you can also do this ninja move where you just switch your legs and then you're exactly in the spot that you should be in for your other side. Ta-da! So your left hand is going to go back behind you this time, and then the right arm is going to go up above your head, lengthening through the spine, through that right side body. And then as you exhale, take that right elbow, hooking it on the left knee, and then pressing the elbow into the knee to twist and look over your left shoulder. A few breaths in here, again, noticing that with each inhale you can lengthen, and with each exhale you can twist a little deeper. But only doing this if you can breathe with fluidity here. And then on your next inhale, you can slowly untwist. This time we won't do the ninja move. You can just untwist to see if there's maybe any pops or lengthen it. We're just lengthening to the other side. You can slowly take your legs out from the twist. And then scoot your hips towards your heels. Lay yourself onto your back. Then take your knees into your chest here. Keeping your toes nice and active. You can flex them or point, whatever you want to do. Just making sure your legs are active so that you can roll side to side and keep your knees together so that your lower back gets a nice little massage. Make sure to roll all the way to each side to also massage your, what's that muscle called? It's called the, this long one right here. I don't really know. The outside of your hips, the abductors. And then when you're ready, plant your back onto the ground and let your legs drop over to one side, letting your gaze go over to the opposite side that your legs are. Make sure both shoulder blades are planted on the ground and breathe deeply here. And then on your next inhale, take your knees back into the chest. You can maybe give yourself another massage if you want before rolling them over to the opposite side and taking that gaze over the opposite shoulder. And then when you're ready, you can bring your knees back into your chest. You can give yourself another hug or take happy baby pose for a few moments before we settle down into Savasana. And you can take your feet outstretched or bend one knee and then the other, roll side to side. Really make this your own or do anything that you need to do left before we end the practice. And And once you've gotten enough TLC for yourself, you can start to bring your knees back into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knees and squeeze everything really tight. Activate everything from your face and your eyebrows down to your toes. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze until you start to shake. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, relax everything down into Savasana, allowing your arms to fall back down your sides. Flip your palms facing up. Bring your shoulder blades together underneath you so that you have a nice flat back to lay on. And start to breathe, relaxing the body from head to toe. Feeling your body getting heavier and heavier with each breath. I want you to think about the intention that you set for your practice today. Seeing if there's anything that you can let go of. Notice if there's still anywhere you're holding on to. And with a deep sigh, breathe in through your nose to relax. Start to notice the sensations on your body, the cool air on your skin. And then slowly start to bring movement back into the fingertips and toes. Shaking the head no and yes, maybe massaging the back of the head. Or taking a morning stretch if that feels good to you. And then start to bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to your favorite side. And with your eyes closed, gently press yourself back up to a seat. Bringing your hands to your knees, sitting up nice and tall, just like we started class. We're going to end class with 3 unifying breaths and an Om on the 3rd breath. As you inhale, fill your lungs, fill that spaciousness that you created through your practice. And exhale to release and relax. Inhale, fill up the lungs. And exhale, release everything no longer serving your intention, your body, your mind, your spirit. This time, inhale for Om if you would like to join. Om. And take your hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into your chest into your thumbs, and bowing your head towards your heart in gratitude. Thank you guys so much for having me today. The light and the love within me honors and loves the light and the love within each of you. Namaste. So that was fun. My dog decided to sit right in front of the camera.
Alright, I was like, oh, namaste my face to that.
Yes, I little kitty.
Oh, thank you so much, SJ. That was like amazing. I felt really good and like really centered and like calm but energized. Like I'm like I could take a nap, but like I couldn't take a nap.
Yeah, like I could take a nap but really wouldn't sleep.
Really, thank you so much.
Yes, of course. I'm so happy to have business.
Yay, well everybody.
Wait, what?
Yeah, sorry, I think there's a little bit of delay when we're talking.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, what?
So even with the technical difficulties, difficulties. We crushed it. Thank you so much to MJ. Y'all can check her out at Namaste. Like, y'all better be staying home.
Yes.
NamasteMe.
Exactly.
At NamasteMe. Check her out. She also has on Facebook, she started a group where me plus her and a bunch of other Austin yoga instructors are teaching yoga per donation. Unless you're a healthcare worker or been affected by this, like, just come and flow. We want to support you. And she has amazing other stuff happening, plus a program about to release it. I want to hear about it.
There's so many things happening.
But yeah, she's amazing. Go check her out. Is that everywhere that people can find you?
Yeah, Instagram is the best place for me. I also have a website which is on my Instagram, I believe, but it's literally just NamastayMe.com. So
Perfect.
all the info's on there.
Well, thank you, MJ.
Yeah.
Hope you have a beautiful day. And thank you, everybody, for following along and joining us. We'll see you next